lights, different reason, the truth about Diwali. Step outside this week and you'll likely be bathed in a familiar, comforting glow. Homes blaze with the soft flicker of diyas, the playful twinkle of fairy lights, and the celebratory crackle of fireworks overhead. For many, it's an instant rush of joy, a vibrant tapestry of light and sound that signals one big, exhilarating party. Your brain might just register it as pure festivity, a universal celebration. But take a moment, just a second, to truly pause and look closer. Those identical bulbs, those very same sparks dancing in the night sky, are actually whispering two profoundly different stories. It's the same lights, yes, but for entirely different reasons. Stick around, because what you're about to discover might just change how you see this festival forever. In the next few minutes, we're going to peel back the layers of this shared luminescence. You'll learn why, for over 1 billion Hindus, that radiant glow traces back to the triumphant homecoming of a revered king, a story woven into the very fabric of their ancient epics. Yet for millions of Sikhs, those exact same sparks ignite a memory of a daring jailbreak for freedom, a pivotal moment in their fight for justice and religious liberty. Two distinct histories, born from different eras and different struggles, yet both illuminating the very same sky. How did that happen? Let's dive in and find out. Here's a statistic that might just make you do a double take, a little mental head scratch. Over 1 billion people across the globe light lamps this week, participating in what feels like a collective act of illumination. Yet a staggering 85% of them can't quite articulate the other community's profound reason for doing it. Think about that for a moment. A massive global festival, a shared experience of light and joy, yet for most of us, it's a story half told, a memory half forgotten. One glorious festival, two powerful, deeply cherished memories, and the vast majority of us are, ironically, still a little bit in the dark about half the story. Isn't that a fascinating paradox? We celebrate together, yet often we don't fully understand why. To truly understand one side of this luminous coin, let's rewind the clock way back to the ancient epic narrative of the Ramayana. Imagine a kingdom plunged into a long, agonizing wait. Prince Rama, the rightful heir, along with his devoted wife Sita and loyal brother Lakshmana, has endured 14 years of arduous forest exile, a period marked by hardship, separation, and profound challenges. This wasn't just a royal inconvenience, it was a cosmic test, culminating in a brutal, world-altering war against the formidable demon king Ravana, a battle for righteousness against overwhelming evil. Finally, after what must have felt like an eternity, the news spreads like wildfire. Rama has triumphed. He has defeated Ravana, rescued Sita, and is now making his way back home to his beloved kingdom of Ayodhya. The city, which had waited with bated breath, erupts in an explosion of unimaginable joy and relief. Every rooftop, every doorstep, every windowsill sprouts an oil flame, a tiny diya, not just to light the way, but as a spontaneous, heartfelt expression of welcome, a collective cheer for their returning king. This isn't just about guidance, it's about celebration, a profound sigh of relief, and the re-establishment of cosmic order. That shimmering river of lamps stretching as far as the eye could see becomes Deepavali, literally translating from Sanskrit as a row of lamps, a perfect description of that extraordinary night. But the beauty of Hindu Diwali lies in its incredible diversity, reflecting the vastness of India itself. While Rama's return is the most widely celebrated narrative across the subcontinent, the details flex and flow, adapting to regional deities and local legends. In the vibrant, mystical lands of Bengal, for instance, the night of Diwali often belongs to the fierce and powerful goddess Kali, a divine mother who destroys evil and ignorance. Her worship during Diwali signifies the triumph of divine energy over destructive forces, bringing purification and liberation. Journey west to Gujarat, and the focus shifts to the benevolent goddess Lakshmi, the embodiment of wealth, prosperity, and good fortune. Here, Diwali is a fervent prayer for abundance, health, and well-being in the coming year, with homes meticulously cleaned and decorated to invite her blessings. And down in the sun-drenched state of Goa, the narrative takes a different turn, commemorating Lord Krishna's decisive defeat of the demon Narakasura, a vicious entity who terrorized the heavens and earth. This victory symbolizes the destruction of evil and the restoration of peace, with effigies of Narakasura often burned in celebratory bonfires. Despite these rich and varied regional narratives, a powerful, unifying through line remains identical. Darkness gets booted out, light emphatically wins, and good people, righteous people, come home. It's a universal narrative of hope and renewal. The explosive crackle and vibrant bursts of fireworks aren't just for show, they echo the clash of divine weapons, the cosmic battles fought for justice, and the ultimate triumph of good. The abundant, mouth-watering sweets exchanged and devoured aren't merely treats, they echo the sweetness of reunion, the joy of victory, and the shared happiness of a community. Across 5 days of celebration, marked by countless lamps and vibrant rituals, there's one resounding, undeniable message. Righteousness, no matter how long it takes, no matter how arduous the journey, eventually finds its way back to the throne. It's a promise, a reassurance, and a cause for boundless celebration. Now hold that image of Ayodhya, ablaze with triumphant joy. Because at the exact same time on the calendar, a different kind of light was desperately needed about 400 kilometers south, within the formidable walls of Gwalior Fort. While one city partied in jubilation, another story of confinement and conviction was unfolding. Here, the powerful Mughal Emperor Jahangir held the 6th Sikh Guru, Guru Hargobind, under guard. This wasn't a minor detention, it was a significant political and religious imprisonment in the tumultuous 1600s of Mughal India. What was Guru Hargobind's crime? It was, in essence, his unwavering commitment to freedom of faith and his assertion of Sikh identity. His father, Guru Arjan Dev, had been martyred under Jahangir's orders for refusing to convert to Islam and for his growing spiritual influence. Guru Hargobind, in response, began to adopt symbols of temporal power, wearing 2 swords, Miri and Piri, representing temporal and spiritual authority, and building an army for defense, a move seen as a direct challenge by the emperor. He stood up not just for his community, but for the fundamental right of people to practice their beliefs without fear or coercion. This principled stand, this assertion of spiritual and temporal independence, was deemed a threat by the powerful Mughal Empire, and so his imprisonment became a pivotal moment. This dramatic, unexpected turn of events, occurring on the very same calendar day as Diwali, gives birth to the Sikh celebration known as Bandi Chhor Divas, a name that resonates with profound meaning. It translates directly to the day the jailer lost his keys, a powerful and poetic phrase encapsulating a moment of liberation, a triumph of spirit over tyranny. The contrast couldn't be starker, one community celebrating a king's return to power, another commemorating a spiritual leader's defiance against it. The year is 1619. After a period of imprisonment, Emperor Jahangir, perhaps sensing the growing unrest, or perhaps influenced by mystics who vouched for the Guru's innocence, offers Guru Hargobind release. But Guru Hargobind, a leader whose vision extended far beyond his own personal freedom, refused to walk out alone. His heart and conscience were tied to the plight of others. He declared unequivocally that he would only leave if 52 petty kings and princes, who had also been imprisoned in Gwalior Fort for various political reasons, were granted their freedom alongside him. This wasn't just a request, it was a non-negotiable condition, a profound act of solidarity and moral courage. Jahangir, perhaps intrigued by the Guru's resolve, or perhaps politically cornered, agreed, but with a cunning caveat. Only those who could hold on to the Guru's clothes as he walked out would be allowed to leave. It was a seemingly impossible condition designed to limit the number of releases. But Guru Hargobind was not just a spiritual leader. He was a brilliant strategist, a man of profound ingenuity and compassion. He immediately commissioned the creation of a magnificent cloak, a garment specifically designed with 52 long trailing threads or tassels extending from its hem. Imagine the scene on that momentous morning. The fort gates swing wide, a moment charged with tension and hope. Guru Hargobind steps forward, adorned in his specially crafted cloak, and one by one, each of the 52 captive princes, their hearts swelling with a mixture of disbelief and immense gratitude, clutches a single strand of that cloak. They literally, technically exit attached to the Guru, fulfilling the Emperor's precise yet outsmarted condition. It's a powerful visual, a testament to collective liberation, where one man's freedom became the key to many. As they walked out, 52 flames of liberty, each a sovereign soul, sparked across Punjab, carrying the message of defiance and hope. Sikhs commemorate that extraordinary moment with profound reverence and celebration. The most iconic expression of this joy is seen at the Golden Temple, Harmandir Sahib, in Amritsar, which is spectacularly illuminated with countless lamps, echoing the outer world's Diwali, but shouting a distinctly different headline: "Justice triumphs over tyranny, and freedom is a birthright, not a privilege." While fireworks might light up the sky, the true soundtrack of Bandi Chhor Divas is the soul-stirring kirtan, devotional singing that fills the gurdwaras through the night, replacing the pyrotechnic displays with spiritual upliftment. And in a powerful testament to Sikh values, the langar, the communal kitchen, feeds thousands upon thousands, embodying the principle of selfless service and equality, ensuring no one goes hungry. Every single bulb, every single lamp, every single act of service on this day shouts a clear, resonant message: freedom isn't free. Someone paid for it, often with immense sacrifice and unwavering resolve. It's a celebration of resilience, liberation, and the enduring human spirit. So here we are in the modern day, witnessing a beautiful, often unspoken convergence. Today, both communities, despite their distinct historical narratives, still joyfully swap sweets, a universal language of shared happiness. They still post that same aesthetically pleasing Instagram shot of a beautifully lit doorway, a visual testament to the shared spirit of the season. It's a fascinating blend of parallel practices. Hindus will devoutly perform Lakshmi Puja, invoking the goddess of wealth and prosperity, their homes fragrant with incense and devotion. Sikhs, in turn, will head to their local gurdwara, participating in special prayers and kirtan, reflecting on the lessons of Bandi Chhor Divas. And yes, sometimes around the dinner table, families might engage in good-natured arguments over whose story gets recounted first, or which tradition holds precedence. But then, almost magically, the dessert tray arrives, laden with ladoos, jalebis and barfis, and all such debates mysteriously unite. Because who can argue when there's so much delicious sweetness to share? It's also important to acknowledge that the tapestry of Diwali is even richer. Jains, for instance, also joyfully jump into the festivities, commemorating the nirvana, or spiritual liberation, of Lord Mahavira, the 24th and last Tirthankara of Jainism. For Jains, the lighting of lamps signifies the light of knowledge dispelling ignorance, marking a profound spiritual awakening. This adds yet another layer to the Festival of Lights, demonstrating its deep resonance across multiple faith traditions. The overlap, then, isn't necessarily theological, not strictly about shared deities or identical historical events. Instead, it's profoundly emotional, deeply human. Light, in its purest metaphorical sense, feels hopeful, universally so. Whether you're praying for financial prosperity and well-being, as many Hindus do, or celebrating the physical and spiritual liberation of prisoners, as Sikhs commemorate the underlying human yearning for light over darkness, hope over despair, and triumph over adversity, remains powerfully consistent. It's a shared emotional language that transcends specific religious doctrines. Now let's talk about the vibrant, sometimes messy reality of Diwali in the diaspora, particularly in places like North America. Walk into a Diwali night celebration at a college campus or a community center, and you're likely to encounter a fascinating, often eclectic, mix. You might hear the ancient name of Rama invoked, see a beautifully curated slideshow featuring the majestic Golden Temple, and then watch a Bollywood dance performance that, while energetic and captivating, might not directly relate to either narrative. It's a cultural kaleidoscope, a rich tapestry woven from many threads. For some Sikhs, particularly those deeply committed to preserving the distinctiveness of their history and identity, this kind of fusion can be a source of discomfort. They might feel that such broad, generalized celebrations water down the specific, hard-won significance of Bandi Chhor Divas. There's a concern that the unique historical context and the profound lessons of Guru Hargobind's stand for religious freedom might get lost in a generic Festival of Lights narrative, thereby eroding distinct Sikh identity. They argued that while shared joy is wonderful, historical accuracy and distinct recognition are crucial for preserving their heritage. However, for many others, this very fusion is seen as pluralism in action, a beautiful and organic expression of cultural adaptation and shared space. They view it as an opportunity for mutual understanding and appreciation, where different communities can come together, learn from each other, and celebrate the overarching themes of light, good, and community spirit. It's about finding common ground and building bridges rather than emphasizing divisions. This dynamic tension often plays out vividly on social media every October. You'll see hashtags like #distinct, not same trending among Sikh activists, passionately advocating for the unique identity and historical significance of Bandi Chhor Divas. On the other side, hashtags like #OneFestivalManyLights or #Diwali for all emerge, emphasizing the shared joy and universal themes that unite diverse celebrants. This very debate, these spirited discussions and disagreements, actually prove the festival's enduring power. It shows that people care enough about their history, their identity, and their shared cultural landscape to engage in passionate dialogue rather than simply ignoring or forgetting it. It's a sign of a living, breathing tradition, constantly being interpreted and re-evaluated by its torchbearers. Strip away the specific myths, the historical dates, and the cultural nuances, and what are we left with? We're left with the raw, universal power of metaphor, and here, the metaphors converge with breathtaking clarity. Both narratives, in their essence, speak to a fundamental human experience. Consider Rama's exile. It's a period of profound darkness, of separation, of injustice, of a king denied his rightful place. His return is not just a physical journey, it's the end of that darkness, the restoration of order, the triumph of righteousness. Here, light unequivocally equals homecoming, a profound sense of belonging, of peace restored, of finding one's way back after a long, arduous journey. It's the comfort of knowing you are where you're meant to be, surrounded by love and welcome. Now turn to Guru Hargobind's prisoners. They were literally in darkness, confined within stone walls, their freedom stolen. Their step into daylight, clutching those symbolic threads, is not just a physical release, it's a profound act of liberation from oppression, from injustice, from the shackles of tyranny. Here, light powerfully equals liberation, the breaking of chains, the assertion of dignity, the reclaiming of self. It's the exhilarating rush of freedom, the ability to chart one's own course. One story is mythic, steeped in ancient epic and divine intervention. The other is historical, rooted in documented events and human courage. Yet both narratives insist with unwavering conviction that darkness, however thick, however pervasive, however seemingly permanent, is ultimately temporary. It cannot last forever. And this is where the stories truly become universally relatable. If you've ever waited anxiously for biopsy results, those agonizing days or weeks suspended in uncertainty, if you've ever stood in a seemingly endless passport queue, feeling the frustrating grip of bureaucracy and the longing for onward movement, or if you've ever sat outside an exam hall, heart-pounding, waiting for the moment of truth, you already know the emotion both camps celebrate. It's that profound, visceral click when the metaphorical bulb inside your chest, which felt dim or extinguished, finally, gloriously, turns back on. It's the moment of relief, of hope, of resolution. That shared human experience, that yearning for light and release, is the true heart of this festival. If this fascinating double take, this revelation of shared skies and distinct stories, was new to you, do me a favor, hit that like button. It's a tiny click for you, but it tells the algorithm to show this to someone else who might still think Diwali is just Hindu Halloween. Let's spread accurate, nuanced understanding. And tell me in the comments below, when do your Diwali lights go up? Are you firmly Team Rama, celebrating the homecoming king? Or are you Team Hargobind, remembering the powerful jailbreak for freedom? Or, let's be honest, did you just come for the ladoos? No judgment here. And hey, subscribing costs 0 rupees and keeps history from getting photoshopped, so hit that too. Here are 5 fascinating quick-fire facts you can drop at your next Diwali or Bandi Chhor Divas gathering. They're guaranteed to spark conversation and perhaps even a little friendly debate. The word Diwali never actually appears in the Guru Granth Sahib. This is a significant point for Sikhs who emphasize the distinctiveness of Bandi Chhor Divas. While the Gurus recognized the seasonal timing, their focus was on the historical event of Guru Hargobind's release, which is referred to as Bandi Chhor Divas. This highlights the independent theological and historical trajectory of Sikhism. Ayodhya's municipal records claim an astonishing 1.2 million lamps were lit in 2022, setting a new world record. This monumental display isn't just about breaking records, it's a powerful collective reaffirmation of the city's historical and spiritual connection to Lord Rama's return, a modern expression of an ancient joy. The Golden Temple's langar on Bandi Chhor Divas serves upwards of 200,000 meals in 24 hours. This incredible feat of selfless service, Seva, isn't just a record in numbers. It embodies the core Sikh principle of communal equality and hospitality, ensuring that everyone, regardless of background, is fed and welcomed. Sheikh farmers in California's Central Valley often light lamps a day early. Why? So that their field workers, many of whom are also Sikh, can celebrate both narratives, Bandi Chhor Divas, and the broader Diwali festivities without missing valuable harvest wages. It's a practical, compassionate adaptation of tradition to modern economic realities. In Malaysia, Diwali is a national public holiday for Hindus. Sikhs quietly take a personal day. This subtle distinction highlights how religious festivals are recognized and integrated into national calendars, often reflecting demographic majorities. It's a clear example of same lights, different bureaucracy, where cultural recognition can vary even for closely timed celebrations. There's a common, understandable fear that knowing about these split meanings, these distinct historical roots, might somehow dilute the magic, cheapen the vibe, or complicate the simple joy of the festival. Will understanding the nuances make it less universally celebratory? Actually, the opposite often happens. When you realize that the same porch bulb, twinkling merrily, is simultaneously a joyous royal welcome for a returning king and a defiant jailbreak signal for freedom, the ordinary transforms into something truly cinematic. It elevates the experience. It adds layers of depth, resonance, and human drama to what might otherwise be a purely aesthetic appreciation of lights. You stop seeing their festival or our festival. Instead, you start to see something far more profound, human firmware. You begin to recognize the fundamental, hardwired human desires that both narratives tap into. The universal longing for an end to suffering, for justice, for belonging, for hope, for the triumph of good. We all, in our deepest selves, want the night of adversity, of waiting, of darkness to end. We all yearn for that moment when the light breaks through. This shared yearning is what truly unites us, making the festival richer, not weaker, through its diverse interpretations. So, how can you bring this newfound understanding into your own celebrations this year? Hosting a mixed crowd, or simply want to be a more informed and inclusive host? Here's a charming, thoughtful idea. Float 2 kinds of tiny diyas on water. Arrange one set facing east, symbolically toward Ayodhya and the story of Rama's homecoming. Arrange the other set facing west toward Amritsar and the powerful narrative of Bandi Chhor Divas. It's a beautiful visual, a conversation starter, and a tangible way to honor both traditions. Then, in under 2 minutes, tell both stories. Your guests will leave not just entertained, but genuinely educated, carrying a deeper appreciation for the festival. And bonus, you've just saved on complicated decor while delivering a powerful message. Want to go even deeper, beyond the festive lights and into the true spirit of these celebrations? Consider this: donate to a prison literacy program. That's Bandi Chhor Divas in action, bringing the light of knowledge and opportunity to those still in confinement, empowering them for a better future. Or fund a refugee family's rent, or help them settle. That's Rama's homecoming for strangers, extending warmth, safety, and belonging to those who have endured their own arduous exile. These acts translate ancient stories into modern compassion, making the light shine even brighter. The festival, like all living traditions, continues to evolve. Climate-conscious revelers are now increasingly swapping traditional oil lamps for energy-efficient LED tea lights. It's the same enchanting glow, the same festive atmosphere, but with zero smoke and a lighter environmental footprint. This reflects a modern adaptation, proving that reverence for tradition can coexist with responsibility for the planet. And in the vibrant, multicultural diaspora, you'll find diaspora kids mixing pumpkin spice into their kheer, calling it fusion cuisine. They're not just experimenting with flavors, they're proving that culture isn't static, isn't a rigid, unchanging artifact. It's a bouncy castle, dynamic, playful, constantly adapting, absorbing new influences and creating something new and exciting while retaining its core essence. This fusion isn't dilution, it's evolution, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of cultural identity. Whatever form it takes next, whether it's through virtual celebrations, eco-friendly lights, or creative culinary fusions, the core message survives, strong and undeniable. Darkness looks permanent. It feels overwhelming until someone, somewhere, strikes a match, until someone decides to bring light. So, when you strike that match tonight, or flip that switch, or simply gaze upon the illuminated world around you, remember you're part of a cosmic double feature, a profound narrative playing out on the same stage. One narrative, ancient and revered, tells us a prince came home, signaling the triumph of righteousness and the joy of reunion. The other, born of courage and conviction, tells us 52 prisoners walked free, marking a powerful victory for justice and liberation. Both stories, in their unique yet interwoven ways, insist on a fundamental truth. Light can start incredibly small. It can begin with just one wick, one tiny flame, or one determined soul in one prison cell, and yet that small spark has the power to split the night wide open, to pierce through the deepest darkness, and to illuminate a path forward. It's the same lights, yes, but for profound, beautiful, and different reasons. And it's the same sky holding the promise of a shared, brighter tomorrow. Happy Diwali and Bandi Chhor Divas. May your celebrations be filled with light and joy.